90s and 80s kids had and stuff like that. And I think that's why, like, we're so much different than even kids 4 years younger than us.
Yeah.
Even 5 years younger than us. Because the way everyone talks now is either Snapchat, iMessage, DM on Instagram, Facebook Messenger, and we're all socially connected around the globe. And the problem is, Mike Tyson said it best, social media has made people too comfortable with talking ish and not getting punched in the face.
Well, that's just it. It's so easy to talk online.
And that's why I think so many people are so quick to misunderstand and so quick to jump to conflict, because they forget that jumping down each other's throats, if you did that in person, chances are you're going to get in a fight.
Well, and that's the thing. And the person sitting behind the screen is a 400-pound fat man saying something. I'm not saying it's everybody, but you understand. You talking crap on the internet, I guarantee you're not in physically good shape.
Yeah, and
because people who are in physically good shape and who are doing something with their life are not talking crap on Twitter.
They don't have time to be talking crap on the internet. But it's like, you know what I mean, though. It's like, and then you see that because when people have been on social media for so long and they're not used to getting checked, like, you see it in person. Like, I've seen it. People just are so quick to confront people and so quick to jump into conflict. Mm-hmm. It's like, why are you getting so aggravated and aggressive with me? Like, if you keep escalating this, that's gonna go further.
It's gonna have to go.
And a lot of the times, they're the first one to be a victim.
Yeah.
Like, they'll sit there and egg you on until you do something, and then as soon as you do something, you're the bad guy. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I think.
Yeah. How dare I say something back?
Yeah.
How dare I have my own opinion?
How dare me stick up for myself? Yep. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I think that's what social media has done in a sense.
You do get that a lot.
You do. I've noticed it quite a bit, especially in people our age.
Well,
and a little bit younger. Like, I want to say, like, the 17, 18-year-olds of this generation, in my experience, if you're a good one, I'm not talking about you, but in my experience, you're all so arrogant and cocky.
Well, the thing I think
entitled is the word I'm trying to say.
Is we're never going to be happy with any generation.
No,
we'll put it there.
Well, look at the generations before us.
They're not happy with us.
They were not happy with us.
Well, I think the thing is like, it's the unwillingness to see the other person's side of things.
Yes. You have to have humility.
You have to.
As a human being,
you see it a lot, too, especially with kids that are going, and I am not crapping on university, because me and you both went to a trade school.
Yeah, but that's not university.
No, but what I'm saying is especially with a lot of kids like that, it's my opinion or the highway.
Yeah, my way.
How dare you have an extra opinion on what I have to say?
And if it's not my idea, you're wrong.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that stems a lot of arguments, but that just goes to show that it's. I don't want to say it's harder to stick up for your opinion now than it was back then, but I would argue the fact
it's more frustrating.
It's more frustrating to deal with people who will not listen to what you have to say.
Yes, people are less willing to listen to reason, I would say, these days, as they were.
Quick to jump to the poor me mentality.
Poor me, victim mentality.
Victim mentality. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. It's that victim mentality. I can't believe you did this to me.
Yeah, but they're the ones instigating everything.
Well, that's just it.
It's like there's no consequence for any bad action anymore, and there's no reward for any good action. So like that just puts everyone into a lazy mentality.
Yeah. How do you deal with someone who won't listen to your opinion?
You don't talk to them.
Do you does it come to a point in the conversation where you just say, moving on?
Well, in my experience, I've always been the person that, based off of principle, I will argue until I'm blue in the face.
You'll just go.
I'll just go, and like just off the simple fact.
Let me ask you something: would you continue to go if the conversation was done, or would you stop? Because I know people that will.
I would keep going, dude. That's how much time I have for people that want to test me.
Fair enough.
I'm not saying this as a brag, but like I am very, very, very good with my words.
Yep.
I know how to cut people down with words. I don't have to throw hands to make you want to cry.
No, but that's a power in itself.
Like
someone said, "Why would you learn another language? I don't even know English yet." Well,
that's the way I'm thinking about it, because I feel like I'm pretty good with English. Like, I'm good at speaking it. I'm terrible at reading because I'm dyslexic. It takes me like 3 tries to read one page. Like, when you text me, I gotta read it like 3 times because I'll read it, I'll be like, that didn't make sense, and I'll read it again, I'll be like, that did not say that the first time. But you know, it's like, I don't know, I'm tired of the way that people are so quick. I don't understand why maybe it's a phenomenon. It just, to me, it feels like nobody wants to get along.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
They're just like, when I go out in public in society, like even for us when we go downtown Halifax, and we're recording and trying to get
Yeah.
or asking people questions.
Not even being like, and how can I frame this? Not even being, can you say the word? DOUCHE?
Douche.
Thank you. We're not even being bags because we're not. That's the
No.
thing. Like, I find some people will go out and do interviews and they'll be rude about it. I feel like we're pretty friggin'
or like
polite.
invading people's privacy
Yes.
and like, but we're very nonchalant.
Can we get
like,
you for an interview?
like walking by and they'll look at us, catch your attention,
Yeah.
and that's when you
Yeah.
jump in, lock in.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I can ask you a question.
But what you
And-
were saying is,
What I was saying is, it's like, I think I said this on video. It's probably on the video. That's probably
yeah,
on. It's
probably
like,
is there.
It's like, man, why does it feel like nobody's social anymore? Like nobody wants.
why is everybody afraid of the camera?
Why
I
is
think
everyone? But it's not even
that.
afraid of the camera. It's just
Oh, shoot, it's over there.
even in my experience, like going, random people are, and this is the way the world is. But the world is a more dangerous place than it was back then. Too.
Oh,
But it just seems that everyone's so like
uptight.
shelled up. Like
Yep.
their shields are up all the time. And rightfully so. I mean, it's good to have a shield. It's good to have a BS radar.
Yeah, you gotta be
It's
on
good
your
to have
game.
situational awareness, but to me, it just feels like there's no heart. There's no heart in people anymore. Nobody wants to go out and have a meaningful conversation with a stranger.
Well, I told you that story when we were downtown Toronto, right? The one where the guy came up to us.
I don't think you did.
So we left our hotel, and we went down because
I was going to say, you living in Toronto, dog. Jeez.
So there is this beautiful park right across the street with a great church, and I want to have a chat about a church, but that's a conversation for a different day.
Yep.
As we were waiting to cross, it was pretty early in the morning, probably 8:30. Guy came up to us, me and Brianna. He goes, "Can you show me the way to my hotel? I need to get to my hotel. My phone died." I said, "Perfect. No worries. I'll show you to your hotel." Put it up on Google Maps. And
I think you did tell me.
yeah, put it up on Google Maps, and I tell him where he is. He looks me in the face. He goes, "Thank you very much for saying that to me. So thank you so much for telling me where that is, because people around here won't listen to what I have to say."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Really?" He goes, "I don't know what it's been, but since COVID, nobody wants to say anything to me."
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get it. It was one of the most baffling things to me, because coming up and growing up in Ontario, I saw it a bit, but now it's crazy. But the second that he said that, it's almost like your third eye gets unlocked.
Right.
Because you were so in denial and you're so asinine to the fact that people were in their own lives.
Yep.
And then when he says that to you, you sit at the park, because that's what we do. I said, the best date you ever want to take a girl on is go people watching.
Go people watching.
Because then I'll tell you why. Because what happens is, and this is what I love to do with Brianna, we'll go people watching. Because if the conversation gets boring, all you can do is watch people. You don't even have to talk.
That's right.
Because you're watching people go by. You're looking at dogs. You're looking at squirrels or whatever it is. But you're looking at crackheads being silly. You're looking at drunk guys in public being dumb. But
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying?
Like,
You don't
yo,
even
what
have
is that
you don't even
guy
have to
doing?
do anything.
Right.
But then when we're people watching, you can see walking with their head down, avoiding confrontation, avoiding talk, avoiding standing up for themselves. It's just a lot of walking down like this. No, I don't want to hear what you have to say.
Yep. And it's like, the funny thing
But we get
is-
a bit of that going downtown too. No, I'm good. Sorry. No.
And to be fair, I won't sit here and lie and say that, for a lack of better term, I have a resting bitch face.
Well, that's just it. Some people do.
I know I have one, because a lot of times, even when I'm at work, like people will come in the office and I'll be like locked in, like
They
doing
say,
what
"What
I'm
are you
doing on
angry
my
about?"
computer, and they're like, "What are you so pissed off about?" I'm like, "Pissed off? What do you mean?" Like,
I feel good.
I feel great. Like, I'm having a great day. They're like, "Man, you look like you're ready to kill somebody." I'm like, "It's just my resting bitch face, bro."
That's pretty funny.
Like, don't worry about it. But my past girlfriends have said the same thing. Do you know how many times I've been asked, "What's wrong?
For real.
You look so angry. What's going on?" I'm like, "I'm not mad."
I feel like I'm guilty of asking.
But then I
Yeah.
get questioned so much, I get angry.
Yeah.
It's the
I'm fine.
I'm like, I'm fine, man. Like, but I understand that just me as a person, like, I walk around. I've been told I'm not a very confrontable person.
Right.
Like, people have told me that they didn't know how I was going to react when they walk up to me or like try and interact with me. That I'm not a welcome. My face is not very welcoming unless I'm like talking,
Couple
or
beers in,
expressing, but not even a couple beers in. I'm an outgoing person without the liquor. Come on now. I'm not an alcoholic. That
I
just made me sound like a
I didn't
goddamn
say
fiend.
that. I did not say that
Excuse
at
me.
all.
I shouldn't have said that, but anyway, people have told me I'm not a very approachable.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Approachable person. But as soon as they come up to me and approach me, they realize how outgoing.
This guy's nice.
This guy's really nice.
Yeah.
Like how willing I am to help somebody else.
Yeah.
But the way that it's not that I'm trying to portray that, but it's just the way that I look when I'm not, interacting with somebody, or like I'm not in an exorbitantly good mood.
Yeah.
That I just look unapproachable. Like I'm not in the mood to be approached, is what they think. And I understand that, and it's kind of partly my thing, especially when I go out in public. Like the amount of looks I get when I go out in public, when I, like, say for example, I'm going to the mall and I'm walking around and like be walking past a group of people, like couple guys, couple girls, and I'll just notice like
Yeah, but girls do that all the time.
Side eye.
Girls are pretty methodical in the way they look at people, man.
Well, it's like I've noticed girls in the past like look at me in like a welcoming way, and then I lock eyes with them. They're like, oh.
Well, you know what I find? Girls are bad on girls.
They are.
Girls will give, like, it's almost like a competition. You know what Brianna likes to say? I love Brianna. She's so good. All these girls at the car meets are literally looking like it's like, I don't even know what she said.
Girls
but
at the car meets.
They're always standing up for themselves. They're always trying to show off or show, like,
Right.
like be like the bigger person in the relationship. This is my boyfriend. Thank goodness we don't go to any of those anymore. But it's true, man. And she also likes to say the little girls in their little delusional worlds. She's like, it's unhinged sometimes, but it's so good.
We need to get Brianna.
No, she does not want to be in front of the camera. She does not want to be in front of the camera.
I love
and
to.
that's what I like, because it's like this fable. You don't know who she is, but you've heard about her a million times.
It's a fable.
Hey, listen, humans.
Town legend.
I'm trying to tell you, humans work off imagination, and if I can somehow make you believe that I'm a millionaire, you believe I'm a millionaire. Am I? I don't know. But have I made you believe I'm a millionaire? I don't know. I'll let you work off your imagination. That's called manipulation. Don't get manipulated.
That is manipulation. Great.
See, but now you're starting to think, who is he really a millionaire or not?
And see, you know what? That just puts me in mind of another thing here. That's not gonna shut off and on, is it?
I already did it.
Oh, you already did it. And this is kind of I think this is kind of I'm going to talk from a purely personal perspective. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. No more of those that make me bloated. Being able to spot evil, and I'm gonna dissect what I mean by evil, but in a broad term, I'll start off with that. I think you have to be capable of evil to recognize evil.
100%.
So in terms of that, I mean, like, I was not the best person. I was not the best version of myself when I was in high school. I was quite...
Sorry, I just got the idea. Does this bad boy kick back?
Yeah, it's powered.
Keep going.
I'm sorry, I was getting distracted. In high school, I was not the best version of myself, we'll just say. I was quick to confront. I was quick to conflict. And I would not hold my tongue if... Say, I would match energy... But as soon as I realize that we're dipping into this bucket of energy, I'm dumping mine on top of you.
Right.
So, like, if you want to play this game, I'm going to make you regret it forever wanting to play this game with me. And this could be, like, degradation, like...
It's a little bit evil, isn't it?
I was evil in high school. I was not scared to unleash my capacity for evil, I'll say. And quite often it was tested, and I would never shy away from, like I said, I can cut you with words. I don't have to get in an altercation to make you want to, like, bawl your eyes out and question everything that you've ever done. Like, and it's not something I'm proud of, but it's something I'm very capable of doing, and it's something I'm really,
but from a
really
psychological standpoint, you have to be able to let that out when it needs that.
Well, what is it? It's better to be a warrior
in a garden than a gardener in a war. Yeah.
And not saying that this was my intent at that time, but I now realize that it was kind of necessary for my character building and my character development to where I am now, because I can look back in hindsight and say, I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have treated certain people this way. I probably shouldn't have said a lot of things I've said to people in the past. But knowing now that if push comes to shove, and I'm saying this is verbal, but it's also good to be capable of defending yourself in a physical sense as well. Because, if push ever came to shove, I certainly hope you're going to be the one walking away from a fight, because especially nowadays, you never know what's going to happen. But I feel you almost have to have that capacity for evil in order to recognize that evil, because evil things can be done to you. And speaking personally, there's a lot of times that evil has been done to me and I just couldn't quite understand how and why or even what was the reason for, these acts towards me. And I couldn't understand them, and I couldn't recognize certain things until I was the one dishing out the punishment.
Right.
And because I know how I think and how I portray myself and different, mannerisms that I'm doing, when I know I'm in that, evil mode, I'd never, ever, ever do it now. Like, I'm a much different person, but because I know how to do it, and I know all the little tips and the tricks, and we'll say tips and tricks.
No, I know what you're
I
saying.
can pick them out of a crowd, of a conversation. I see through everyone's BS.
Well, it takes a manipulator to know a manipulator.
As much as I don't like to admit it, I was a manipulator, and I was a very evil person.
But when you have those tendencies, you can pick it up. It's like the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Some people read it to gain advantage. Some people read it to know what's happening to them.
Yep. And it's true. And the reason I said you kind of have to have a capacity for evil in order to recognize and deter evil. It's like you'll never truly understand the reasoning or the purpose behind any action unless you could do it yourself and has also received it.
Right.
So I think you can receive it, but a lot of times but that's why a lot of people are stuck in, like, they just can't get over things.
Yeah.
It's because of terrible things happen to them, but they just can't get over it. They can't let it go.
Well, it's like when you come against someone who's confrontational, who's willing to stick up for their opinion, you never understand why they're so confrontational and willing to do it until you do it yourself.
And until you have your own reason to stick up
and then you're like, oh, okay.
This is what they were feeling.
Exactly.
And it's like, it might be
You good?
Remember last podcast?
No.
I said, you get the chest pains. You're like,
brother, I don't got those chest pains.
But
Take
you
a
said
second.
you know what I mean, right?
I get a few of them, like once a couple months.
This is the second one today.
Damn, brother, chill out. Dang, sorry, I didn't mean to swear. You got me swearing.
Sorry.
Good now?
Yeah, I'm good.
That got anything to do with your diabetes? Cramps?
No, it's been happening long before that.
For real, eh?
Oh yeah. Every single person I know on this planet has those chest pains.
Not like that. I don't have pains like that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's not so much that it hurts so much. It's just in such an uncomfortable. It feels like your ribs are being like rolled over each other.
Oh, you got something going on. I don't know what that is.
Nah,
that's God. That's God plucking the rib and giving it to a woman. Oh, that's probably what Adam felt. I hope he was sedated.
Oh, does that mean I'm the chosen one?
Come on now, brother.
Yeah, come on now. We're all chosen ones.
Speaking of that, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
If I give you my Bible right now,
yeah,
would you be able to pick out a verse and read it to them?
Of course. I got my Bible right there.
I got mine in here. I think we should add this segment into this. This would be exciting. This is truly exhilarating.
Well, what am I going to read, though?
Whatever you want to. You got something that touches your heart that you feel like someone might need to hear today. I want you to pick something out. I'll let you scan there while I talk.
Yeah, you talk.
Some of y'all need to check yourself at the fits you're wearing. Would you ever paint your nails?
Absolutely not. What kind of question is that?
Oh, my. You know, I think...
Where's the book of Romans?
Standing up for yourself...
Joshua?
Comes from the idea that you know you're right, but I guess the question would be, how do you know you're right? Would it come from literal, conclusive statements saying that you are right, or is it something that you think is right?
540.
And then that comes into the whole situation where, okay, yeah, you could be right, but is it really right? And that's one of the worst feelings, too, is when you think you're right about a certain situation and you've sat there and you stood up for it, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you weren't right.
This is the way I explain myself to other people, even if we're in an argument about benign things.
You want Romans?
Yeah, I'm almost there.
Okay.
I just had to look up in the index where it's at. Book of John, Peter,
Timothy.
almost there. Ephesians.
Jeremiah 29:11. That's a good one. Look that one up.
Romans. There's no what? What?
You want a light?
Somewhere.
I'll give you a light. I'll have my phone on me. I'll let the Lord's
Actually,
light
you know
shine
what?
bright.
Let me check my phone. I wrote down in my notes some scriptures that I wanted to share. Here it is. I just wasn't far enough. I knew it was Romans chapter 8. I just couldn't remember what verse it was. Oh, I'm in the wrong. I had this written in here. Hold on.
What are you looking for?
Okay, I thought it was in Romans, but it's Psalm. Bear with me. This just shows that I am reading the Bible.
Do you have the Bible app on your phone?
No, I go on Bible Gateway.
Okay.
That's what I use at work. Where's Psalm?
Today's sponsor, the Bible app. Did I share that with you?
No, you did not. Psalms 275. What's Psalm? Chapter 16. Book of Job.
That's a good one. You read that one?
I haven't read Job yet.
Oh,
I know
stunning.
it's good though.
Stunning.
It is great.
It's so good. I'm trying to get Brianna
Psalm.
to read it.
Here we go.
You're going to like the King James Version. You're going to go, what the frig is wrong?
No. Do you want me to read it?
Go ahead, please.
All right. So this is in the is it Book of Psalm?
Yep.
Book of Psalm, chapter 16,
Verse.
and
What verse?
I'm reading. What did I have? 7 to 11. So it's about. You know what? I'll just read the whole. I'll just read Psalm chapter 16. Preserve me, O God, for in Thee do I put my trust. O my soul, Thou hast said unto the Lord, Thou art my Lord. My goodness extendeth not to Thee, but to the saints that are in earth, and to the excellent in whom is all my delight. Their sorrows shall not be multiplied, that hasten after another God. Their drink offerings of blood will I not offer, nor take up their names into my lips. The Lord is the portion of mine inheritance, and of my cup. Thou maintainest my lot. The lines are fallen unto me in pleasant places. Yea, I have a goodly heritage. I will bless the Lord, who hath given me counsel. My reins also instruct me in the night seasons. I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand. I shall not be moved. Therefore my heart is glad, and my glory rejoiceth. My flesh also shall rest in hope. For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. Thou wilt shew me to the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore.
That was good.
That's one of my favorite ones.
That's good.
I believe it's the New International Version Catholic Edition, because I'm Catholic, so I tend to read the Catholic edition. It's I think the translation is, I have set the Lord is always before me. What is it? The Lord is always before me who has I can't remember the exact, I'll just say the Lord is always with me, but it changes the word from I shall not be moved to I will not be shaken, or I will not be broken. And it's like the translation in mine.
It's a bit more of a intense verb.
Yeah. Because the Catholic seems to be a very intense version of it, because we're diehards.
What the frig was that? That was good. I like that. Yeah.
Just a little exaggeration, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, since I'm holding the Bible anyway, praise be to God, read it. If
That's a good message.
like,
That's a very good message.
I don't want to sit here and be some religious nut, but I was born Catholic. I was baptized when I was a baby. I was forced to go through First Communion. I was forced to be confirmed. I didn't want to do any of it when I was young. Like, I rejected everything about the church when I was young. Didn't want to do it, didn't understand it, didn't want to have any part of it. I'm glad I went through that, because I grew up, instead of listening exactly to what my mother and my grandmother wanted me to do, I did what I was told because I had no choice in the matter, but I didn't want to do it. And as soon as I was confirmed, they said, just get confirmed, and then you can choose to do whatever you want to do. If you don't want to go to church ever again, that's your choice, but you need to be confirmed. And I said, all right, fine, I'll do it in good grace, but after this, I'm not doing it anymore. And I'd only go to church on Christmas Eve, because that's all my grandmother ever asked of me, is like, you don't have to come any other day, but try and come on Easter. And definitely be there for Christmas Eve. So I always went there for Christmas Eve. And unfortunately, I still haven't been to church since Easter of this year. The problem is my church is an hour and a half away, and getting down at 9 o'clock on a Sunday when I work most weekends is just not feasible. But I also believe that we need to be the church.
I was just going to say that.
The church is, not saying that this is a religious home, but I praise God. And wherever I walk, I praise God.
God's home's my home.
God, exactly. And to be truthful, a lot of people think that the Bible is like a rule book. And a lot of people are misinformed about the Bible and what Christianity means as a whole. And if anyone is brave enough to dive into it, even though it may not be your faith, maybe it may not be your cup of tea, but if there's one thing I can say from the bottom of my heart without a shadow of a doubt, God be my witness, you cannot read this book and not find an answer for whatever it is you're going through. You cannot read this book and not understand that the whole point of Christianity is to be a good person for yourself, for God, and for everybody else around you. And if anyone wants to call me a liar, we can come have a chat. But to anyone who wants to improve their life or have a better understanding of what the purpose of life should be, or what your purpose should be to interact with other people, it tells you what to do or what you should be, but it's not in a religious way. You're religious because you follow Christ. What you do in everyday actions doesn't have to be religious to be following Christ. Because all Christ preaches is well, I guess I shouldn't say Christ. Everything I do is for God. All of my glory goes to God. Everything that I achieve is thanks to God. Every failure I have is thanks to me and thanks to God, because there was a lesson that needs to be learned. And anyone who thinks that what I'm doing or what I'm thinking is because I'm brainwashed, no. I was an atheist after I was confirmed. I rejected the whole idea. I'll give that back to you.
Thanks.
I rejected the whole idea of religion as a whole because I thought science was correct. And like this, that, and the other thing. And I was following the lead of the rest of my friends. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of friends who are religious and Christian. God bless you. But coming from someone who was forced through it his whole life until he was 14, 15 years old, I finally got the choice whether I want to continue with it or not, and I said no. I only lasted about, I want to say from the point of like 15 until I was like 21. Like when I was 21, I kind of started dabbling back into it, but I was still hesitant. I wasn't sure, like, I'm still, I don't know if this is like...
Your rebellious era.
Yeah.
Rebellious era.
And now that I've come back full circle to giving myself to God, to Christ, there's nothing but guilt and there's nothing but regret I have thinking or knowing that I pushed him away for so long when all he wanted to do was
turn
love
the
me.
other cheek.
And I'm grateful, and I understand that that's the way that he wanted me to do it, because now I can look at him and I can look at my religion, my belief as a whole, and say I appreciate it so much more because of everything that it ever tried to do for me, but yet I still shunned it, and I cursed him, and I did everything wrong, and I still do a lot of things wrong, but yet he's still there for me, no matter what. And I've done a lot of terrible things, and I still do, at times, a lot of questionable and bad things, like sinning or, whatever you want to talk about. Doesn't matter what you do. If your heart is there doing the right thing, he will be there at your right hand to guide you through no matter what it is. And that's where it kind of comes into like where you asked me before, how is your attitude going towards things if you didn't have God on your side? Where it's like, What are the only other...
Recording?
It is now.
Okay, I'm plugging this right now because it's got to be said, and I want to say it because I plug this on my channel all the time, and if you don't ask, you'll never receive. It says in the Bible, ask and you shall receive. Okay, what do we say? We say, listen, if you're bored, if you want to spend money without spending money, one thing I would recommend you go down below and hit the subscribe button, because I'm going to tell you something right now. If you want to join a community of individuals who are all improving their lives, and this is the same pitch that I give my subscribers on my own channel, if you want to join a community of people who are actually improving their life and making steady improvement, and you want to learn something and you want to grow with us as we get older, please go down below and hit the subscribe button. This is Man's Endless Mind Community. It's not limited to men. It's not limited to anybody. You can come and join. It's just titled man. If you're a woman, subscribe. It costs you nothing. Don't be a stranger.
Woman.
Come on. Don't be a stranger. Don't be shy. It costs you nothing.
I was thinking about this earlier today when I was rewatching the videos of our last episode.
Yep.
Or sorry, watching the videos of our last episode, I should say, after they were published, or one of the episodes anyway. Is that when we started going off about, for example, like females wearing makeup.
Yep.
And how I was saying, and you were agreeing with me, that the way that society has portrayed to women how they should dress and how they should act, i.e. being like you have to do your makeup and like a full face makeup every day, and you have to dress a certain way. And the whole point of the podcast was having a strong mentality, strong mindset, and certain things like that. And I was thinking, like, we went off topic a lot. But at the same time, we didn't go off topic at all, because I felt, reviewing that, we were speaking to a lot of women out there. Mm-hmm. It was like, because a lot of women are led to believe that they need to act and behave and look a certain way for the sake of everyone else. And I truly believe that's a crime. Because as much as it is a crime that I believe that men need to act a certain way and they need to do this, do that, and do a certain thing for anyone else, if you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter who you are or what it is. Like, you have to understand that whatever it is that you're doing, no matter what, it better be because you believe it, it's your idea, and that's what you put your faith in. That's what I put my trust in. That's what I truly think to be the right thing to do is. And it can't be someone else's idea. It has to be your own. Otherwise, you're always going to be feeling that you're not leveling, you're not meeting any sort of expectation. You're not reaching a goal that has been set by someone who doesn't even know you and doesn't care about you, but they feel the need that you have to, they feel the need to impose regulations on other people. And as I was reflecting on it and talking about all the things that we were, especially, you know, like when I was talking about like my past relationships, and how even when we go downtown, like there's talking about does looks versus personality, and I said that looks get you to the table, your personality is what keeps you
at the table. Yep. And
to be honest, I feel like a lot of females these days are putting more effort into their looks for the sake of other people.
You better watch yourself, hey? I keep going. Well, remember, we were trying to keep going. Well, keep going.
But I'm just being truthful. Like, looking at it from an outside point of view, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but even in my experience interacting with women, it's that they're putting this on not for themselves. It's in the hopes that somebody else will like it.
Yeah.
But to be true, and like we were saying, like, you don't need to have a full face of makeup.
No.
You don't need to have a crazy outfit on. Like, you don't need to be this image of some woman that society has told you need to be like in order to be, you know, a valued member. Not true, because I'm not going to speak for all men, but I can at least speak for a vast majority of my friends, is that we don't care about a face full of makeup. We don't care about a crazy hot dress and high heels, you know, crazy hair done, hair did, whatever you want to say. If you're gonna do it, power to you, but make sure you're doing it for yourself. Like, don't do it because you think that all the guys out there are gonna be wanting this. Be genuine. Be your own person. Be your own, whoever the hell you are, because there's only one edition of you ever going to be, and you're living right now. So whatever it is that you decide to do with your life, make sure that it's because of you and because you want to do it, not because somebody else put the idea in your head, somebody else told you need to do this, somebody else told you need to act like this in order to get any sort of reward or get ahead in life. Not true. Just be your own person. And as reflecting on that, when I was talking about it, I felt like I was going way off topic and I wasn't hitting any sort of bases. But as I was rewatching it, I was like,
It made sense.
I was like, it makes sense. I was like, we're still on the topic of having a good perception of yourself and a good perception of reality and how you should be a strong-minded individual. Anyhow, and just talking about perspectives and stuff like that. But I often see that women's perspectives are a little bit more skewered in terms of, especially self-image. Like, and it's a shame. I really wish it wasn't like that, because there's so many girls out there that I've interacted with, not in a romantic type of way, just interacted in general, and they're great people, great humans, great people to interact with, have a conversation with.
Yep.
But it's just some of them you had to break through that character.
Absolutely.
You had to break through that shell.
Yeah.
And as soon as you tore it down, you're like, man, this is what you should be doing all the time.
Yeah, putting on a facade.
You're putting a facade. And it's like, but it's unfortunate because the way society is portrayed to them, they have to do it. And a lot of them, unfortunately, listen. I mean, but what else are you going to do when the vast majority of people are listening? But this is when we go into the conversation today, is standing up for what you believe in, standing up for your own beliefs. And that's why I keep going back to, if you're going to do anything, make sure you're doing it for yourself.
Yep.
Or, the only other reason I would say is do it for your significant other, do it for your family, do it for your kids.
Yeah, or do it for God.
Do it for God. God first, absolutely, but...
Caught you in your own trap, baby. Caught you in your own trap.
You got me. I just read, I feel like I've been going off for the last 20 minutes here. I just went on a ramble. But see, that's what I'm good at. Like
I gotta give you the camera so you could just talk in your room. You should just go buy a camera so we could just upload your Austin's Mind once a week.
I've thought about it.
Why not?
I have a camera. I just need to get the Rode mic.
Yeah. You don't even need a mic. Use the external mic.
External mic on what?
If it comes with a mic. Because some cameras have built-in microphones.
I don't think I have a built-in microphone.
You should look.
I'm sure
If not, go take out a small loan and go buy
I have a 3.5 mil jack. I could probably just... What if I put my Corsair headset in there?
Yeah, I'd be curious to know how that sounded.
Yeah?
Hello, guys, it's Austin. Could you imagine you'd be like playing Xbox with him? It wouldn't be bad. I don't know. Try it out. See what it's like.
I'll have to.
You might as well.
I don't even know how much video recording time I have on that SD card, but...
It never hurts to see.
Yeah. We're almost an hour and a half into this.
Okay. I did it to you last time. You tried to do it to me last time.
What, it's going to shove the camera in your face?
It didn't work because it shut off. I'll let you do it. Have your way, and I'll lead us out of here.
You're beeping right here.
Probably ready to die.
All right, sir. What's the final words for today?
Now you got to make me think about this one real quick.
Yeah, see, it's hard when the camera's right in your face, isn't it?
Get your money up, not your funny up. And if you ever want to see something, you'll never see anything at all. Oh, my goodness. That was good.
And
it made no sense, but...